Everyone, today is an impromptu live stream. We have here Splenda sports cards and just out of the blue, Dan the card man DM me saying, "Hey, who wants to join in?" So I'm like, "Okay, sweet. I know you're busy with your kid, and hopefully your son is doing much better." So,
Yeah, he is. Thanks for having me. Good fight. It's been a
yep,
while, so I'm looking forward to it.
yeah, it's great. It's great to have both of you on again. Now, Steve, you were at the National last week.
Yep.
Give us some intel on what went down.
Again, just from my lens, I thought it was awesome, and I'm a pessimist at heart, and like I'll find things to critique, and there were things definitely worth. I think you could improve things like definitely cell service and Wi-Fi service was like spotty in that building. A lot of people were complaining about the traffic getting in and out. But there was multiple ways into the IX center, into the parking. So like everybody flooded the main way instead of going. There's a back way you can go in. Now, obviously, a lot of people who aren't in the area probably don't know. But dude, if you left that National like with a bad taste in your mouth, like I think it was more on you than the show. I thought the show went well. I thought it was well. How do I want to say it? Like the actual setup of the show, the inside, how the tables were set up. There's two main rooms. I thought everything was organized really well. You had space to get around. Food was there. Beer was there. People were complaining about bathroom lines and stuff, but it's like, dude, there's like 60,000 people there.
How many bathrooms were there?
There was one upstairs in the main room, and then there was one down in the basement you could get to. So, like, yeah, bathrooms were limited for that type of for that amount of people at one time. I would agree, but again, it's like, what do you like? You're really like finding something to have an issue with if you had a bad time at it, man. I honestly had a blast. I thought it was real. Like, I thought, honest to God, dude, I thought card pricing was very reasonable. I don't think I walked up to many tables where I look, sometimes when you go to shows, you just look at some stuff and you're like, right away, you're like, this isn't even close. This is way over market. Like, this is like 2020, 2021 pricing.
Yeah.
I didn't come across much of that at all. Every deal, and I made some pickups. So like,
yeah, show us some of the cards you got.
But yeah, I made some pickups. Like every day I was there Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And I made pickups every day. Negotiating was easy. When I did get service and I could check comps, like a lot of the prices were within range. So I bought at market or below market. So I don't know how everybody else, if people were there in the comments, they can share. But day one, I picked up, this is a cheapie. It's nothing crazy. It's a BGS 8.5, 98 Topps Chrome Manning rookie. And I wanted this for a lot of my Topps football legends collection, Hall of Fame legends. I think I paid like $60 for it. So it's like right at market. Can't complain there. Subgrades are on the back. It's an old slab, which is kind of what I like from the BGS. It's got the old where the subgrades are on the back. Another day one pickup. This is the 97 Flair Showcase. Diamond cuts, Ken Griffey. Flair Showcase insert. Really aesthetically nice die cut. I know Dan's down for the die cuts, especially these 90s ones. These are pretty
He's
cool.
the GOAT, right? Griffey, right?
He's in discussion, but he's definitely not the GOAT. If he would have stayed healthy his whole career, he probably would be right there with Bonds. I don't know if he's past Bonds. So this would be day two. Pick this up early in the day. This is a PSA 9 0304 Bowman Chrome X-Fractor of Carmelo Anthony, rookie, numbered out of 150. I had his refractor and sold it because I did eventually want to pick up one of these X-Fractors. Dude, I think I got this for a deal. The guy was really cool. He had it priced fair, and he even worked with me when I was like, Melo's really not a sexy name. You probably had it for a little bit. Like, can you work with me? He knocked down like $50 off the price, which I was under market, so I was happy. Another day 2 pickup, the real GOAT. This is a 1997 EX2000.
Real goat, real goat.
The real GOAT. The real GOAT. Barry
The
Bonds.
juice. That's like so. Dan, I know you're in Australia. Baseball is not your thing, but we've seen this in Sports Card, Kurt's Card Care, all this Hankus Pankus, Barry Bonds. What do you think about all this?
Well, that was actually it was covered a heck of a lot here in Australia when it popped off, and it's still referenced quite a lot when it comes to these kinds of stories in sport. But like that whole era was juicing, wasn't it? So it's like he was just a fall guy, or one of the guys that did get caught. So
Dude,
I don't know.
There was so many guys that got caught. I mean, remember when I can't remember. They all went to Congress and testified. Palmeiro, McGuire, Sosa. There was
Canseco. Canseco is the one that snitched.
Yeah,
there was one he snitched, right?
And they brought all those guys. So it's like there was a room of like 25 baseball stars, and they were all involved in it.
I mean, I love Sammy Sosa's explanation. Me no speak English.
But pick this up. This is a BGS8, a cut above. It's a classic 90s insert. Got that for at market. This one I'm not a fan, but if I ever find a reasonable priced LeBron James X-Fractor, and this would be the 05 Finest X-Fractor at a 229. Again, it's a PSA 8, so that's why, they're not as coveted. The 9s and 10s go for the premium. Yeah. But dude, for the pricing on this 8, it was a steal. The dude had it. I think he took like $80 off it for me.
You got the juiced athletes as usual.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Dude, grabbing LeBron X-Fractors now, I just feel like in 5-10 years, it's not going to be a mistake.
I was about to say that. Especially with Topps getting back the license, like that stuff is going to be all of a sudden coveted again, and people are going to want it again, which is just how fickle the hobby is at times, right?
Yeah. Well, this hobby's turned to like the trendiness, the right now. They don't think 5-10 years in advance. It's like what's happening right now in the moment, if you will. So yeah, once Topps licensing comes back to basketball, I think that stuff's going to pop off again. This is an 06 Finest Silver Refractor KD rookie. Again, it's at a 319. Now, I have to give a little story on this, dude. I bought this card, and I still think I got a pretty fair deal. He had 300 on it, and it's a PSA 8. So again, the 9s and 10s go for more of a premium. The 8, I just wanted it because it's a KD rookie refractor. I'll throw it in my PC. I have no problem. I asked to look at it. He took it out. He showed it to me. He had 300 on the asking marker. And I said, do you have any room on this? And he came out and said, I could do 220. I stuck my hand out, shook hands, and I was going to get the money. I set the card back on his case. He looked at it again. He says, oh, I thought the price tag was different. I'm going to need 250. The best I could do is 250. Now, it's a PC card. It's a numbered refractor rookie KD. I'm not like, I want the card, and I'm not going to make like that big of a deal over $30. But I also thought to myself, like, dude, you threw out the price and we shook hands. And then as soon as I set the card down to reach for the money, you come back and you say, no, actually 250. Like, I kind of wanted to say something, but I didn't. I let it go. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think once you throw out a price and you shake hands, it's like deal's done.
Yeah, I don't like going to shows and just like keep on bargaining. If I want the card and the guy's willing to negotiate, I'm probably going to take it. Because I think I showed you that one Brady card that I got in a PSA 10 at a local show. The guy was like really high. It started like at 150. I'm like, can you bring it? Or his girlfriend or his wife. I asked her, can you like negotiate? So then the husband came or boyfriend, and then we put it down $50. And, comps, I could have gotten it maybe like $10 more cheaper, but I'm like, I wanted a card. I want anything like Brady PSA 10. And if it's like at a show, it's cash or even PayPal. and they don't have to deal with eBay and shipping and all that. And, you know, once you show the money, people are willing to negotiate with you. I don't know what it is with you, Dan, but how would you go about it at shows?
I missed the first part of what Steve was talking about. I had to drop off. What was the?
So here's this KD refractor rookie.
Yeah.
He had 300 marked on it. It's a PSA 8. I asked to look at it. I asked him if he had any room. He came out and said, I can do 220. I shook his hand. I set the card back on his case, and as I'm reaching for the money, he looked at the card again, and I think he saw he had 300 on it, and maybe he thought he had 250 on it, but he had 300 on it, and he says, oh, man, he says, I thought that the tag was different. He says, I'm going to need 250. And again, I want the card, but I'm sitting here thinking, like, dude, you threw out 220, and we shook hands, and I'm reaching for like, usually it's like shake hands, the deal's done.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, funny you say that, because when I did a card show vlog like 3 years ago, something similar happened to me, but I misquoted the price like significantly, like $200 less than what the cards are actually worth. And the guy knew that I said the wrong price, and he tried to negotiate even further. And then I realized, so in that instance, like, I apologized to him and basically said, if you want them, you got to pay the correct price. But in your case, like, $30, mate, just eat it. As in, he should have just ate it.
That's kind of what I thought too. And then I thought on my end, like, it's $30. I want the card. It's a numbered rookie KD refractor. Like, I want the card in my collection. Am I going to like flip out and make a scene over $30? Like, it made me feel petty. But as I left, I bought the card, and I thought, you know, that was kind of petty on his part, where I agree. Like, he made the wrong. He should have ate the $30.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not trying to make a big deal over $30. I bought the card either way because I wanted the card.
Yeah,
but I just thought, like, dude, that's just like, that's an example of like where a dealer is like, dude, he had thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in his showcases. And I know he had to, dude, his table was so busy. He was making money. Yeah. Like, are you really going to trip over $30 because you made the mistake?
Exactly. Like $30 in that case is nothing. It's not like it was a few hundred or a few thousand, right?
Right. Exactly. And that's why I wanted to say something like that to him. Like, bro, you're not shorting on $30. You got probably 500K worth in your showcases, and you're constantly buying and flipping. Like, he had a station set up to buy and flip. He had a whole staff with him. So I didn't make a big deal. But when I left,
no, that's pretty shitty.
With me, where I was like, that was kind of a dick move. Like, he could have easily just been like $30. That was my bad, or at least even said like, "Damn, that was my bad."
Yeah.
You know, I thought it was priced differently. I would have said 250 instead of 220.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, and then maybe have a quick laugh about it. But
no, that's weird.
But then to make up for that, this was the last day, the same day as the KD. As I was walking out Friday, I was burned out, dude. It was so much. It was like controlled chaos. There was people everywhere. I was ready to go home and eat, take a power nap. And I was looking for this select tricolor Jokic rookie. And I'd rather get it in a 9 because I'm not one to buy 10s for the premium price. I'm just not a fan of that. Like, if I grade something through my buddy, of course I'd like to get a 10. But if I'm just buying it graded, I have no problem buying a 9. So I was looking for a 9 in this, and I couldn't find this card anywhere in the showroom. As I'm walking out Friday, I saw this dude's setup, and I don't know how I missed it all 3 days, but I finally found it. And he had this in a PSA 10. And I'll be honest, it totally made up for the KD deal. That $30, it's like, I don't even care now. But this guy had this marked up at a premium, and it was a fair asking price. He knocked $350 off his asking price for it. Now, I don't want to get into the logistics of the numbers, but like, he came down $350 and gave me a deal. And one just sold the other day, like literally 2 days ago. I can't remember which. It was on eBay, but it was through a cosigner or somebody. But I got it like $150 under what that price was. So I was super happy with this buy. It left a good taste in my mouth after a great week, man, because I got to spend 4 days with my dad and brother. I got to run into a lot of friends and familiar faces. I'm sure longer the stream goes on. I'll talk about some of the people I ran into and everything. And it was just like, again, I had a great time. I think if you left having a bad time, I think it was kind of on you because I thought it was great. And I hope they do come back to the IX Center. I know the next few years it's going to be in Rosemont, but I thought it went really well. I actually enjoyed myself, and I'm a known pessimist, so
it was just weird seeing online what people were actually complaining about. Like, okay, it takes a long time to get in, but is that a problem? Get there earlier. Well, you're there the whole day. Like, what's the big deal?
Exactly.
Like, I know it looked like it was heavy traffic, but like, complain about the stuff that actually matters. I saw somebody on Instagram today complaining. I forget which account it was. I commented on it, but they were complaining about that there were so many vintage dealers there and dollar boxes, and they had video footage of like guys going through the boxes and trying to go through the sets to find what they need. And the caption was something around like, should the national change moving forward or something along those lines. It's like, mate, like that's the stuff that people go there for. That's what collecting is all about, building your sets, and all these vintage dealers having the hundreds of long boxes are there for a specific reason. It's just funny. I don't get it.
I couldn't agree more. If you've ever been to a sporting event, there's traffic buildup on the entrance. Like if you've ever been to a concert, there's traffic buildup getting into the show. Like that type of stuff seemed petty to me. Like lines in the bathroom. It's like if you've ever been to any type of event, there's lines in bathrooms. Like I don't know. It's just I kind of thought that was ridiculous to complain about. I just expected that. So like I guess going into it, I kind of thought there would be traffic and stuff. But yeah, as far as the actual show, there were things that I definitely like. There's the breaker side where there's an area where like the breakers are and there's people yelling and screaming and stuff. And like, that's not my cup of tea. And I just avoided it. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't that hard. There was so much there that you could navigate around. You didn't have to go do that. There was the sponsored and corporate end of the show. Like if you didn't want to see the Ken Goldens and the guys like that and the Jeff Wilsons, like you didn't have to. You know what I mean? It's not like all that stuff was in your face.
Mojo was in people's face. Did you see that? When it opened on day one,
shaking people's hands.
Everyone's hand. Did you see it, Steve?
Oh, the Mojo?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that was kind of cool.
You just said they're not in his face, and he's there as the freaking thing opens, trying to shake people's hands like a fucking speed
celebrity.
I don't think I'm in that video, but if I were, I didn't notice him. I totally would have walked past myself. Like, I'm not here to shake your hand, bro. I don't know who
people were trying to walk past him, and he was like still trying to stand in their way and shake their hand and talk to them. It's like, fuck, mate, you got like 1,000 people trying to get into this building. Like, get the fuck out of the way.
Thing is that I know you're talking about just the national in general. What I would like to see improved. I've been to the Rosemont Center, not the Rosemont Center, but I've been to that place besides a sports card event. It was like a Comic-Con event. And what I noticed was they had a QR code to like scan everybody in. I think if they would do something like that for the national to improve it moving forward, I think that would be beneficial. And that they could, get more data and probably find new vendors, or they could, I know it's a nonprofit in quotes, but if they really wanted to make more money and reinvest in the hobby and shows, that would just be a good way to do it, just to get more data, more analytics. But that's what I would like to see an improvement for the national. But I don't know. A Comic-Con, I really like how it's organized. So I don't know if you've been to Comic-Con. So
no, I can honestly say the one thing that I could recommend that would instantly make the IX and Center in Cleveland better for that, if they have multiple entrances. Because the way that building's set up, like there's a big entrance in the back, there's a big entrance in the front, and they narrowed it down to one entrance, one exit in the front. And what they should have done is like they should have staffed it so that you could have got in on both sides of the building, and that would have fixed the traffic problem immediately. If you funnel all those people into one entrance and exit, yeah, there's going to be a buildup. It's going to be hard to get your tickets scanned and all that. If you were to just have two entrances fully staffed, it would have been a breeze.
Yep. Even your brother says, Ryan, QR codes make a bunch of sense, and yes, they closed off an entire entrance. That would have helped a lot.
Yeah.
And the thing about Rosemont is it's connected to transportation, like the Blue Line. There's a Blue Line Rosemont stop. People could even park their cars there. I even parked my car there for the last show. And whenever I go to the Donald Stevens Convention Center. And I think having a bunch of hotels in the Rosemont area helps. There's also surrounding suburbs like Park Ridge, where I was born. And you know who else was born in Park Ridge, Steve?
No, enlighten me.
I got it here. Hillary.
Hillary. You guys are like BFFs.
Yeah.
From the same hood and everything. That's awesome.
Yeah, like you know what's wild is that my uncle, way back when, he went to the same high school as Hillary. So,
oh man, this is like a legacy thing.
Yeah, it's a legacy thing. So what is Patches saying? Nationals and how specific? What the hell? Who's Mr. Daniels? I don't know who Mr. Daniels is. Dijon Rips, what's going on? You know, he pulled an Alex Jones card the other day.
Really?
And I saw it on eBay.
What set? Is it that set that you buy from?
Yeah, it's the Decision set.
Decision, yeah.
Yeah, that was a Hillary, you know. You got any cards to show us, Dan, that you have? That you got recently?
I've got a couple. I haven't bought a heck of a lot recently, apart from that 1 of 1 and stuff that I've complained about to you guys in the chat. But there's a Select Euro 2020, so that's the checkerboard. I think it's out of 60. And just more from the same set. Another Italian player. I'm basically getting all the golds from
That's
this
a nice card.
set.
Yeah, that is.
I got that very cheap. It was like $20 or something. I think I got this for like 99 cents, which is like
what?
Yeah,
what?
It's crazy how cheap some of this stuff
from
actually
where?
sells for.
Where you get
eBay.
that?
This is all from eBay.
Okay.
That was sitting in my Ship My Cards account. I think this one was like $20 as well. It's not game used, but from the same set, it's gold. Again,
Okay.
Probably the big one of the lot that Steve will like is this.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's a
It's
nice
a solid
card.
game.
Yeah, that's
PSA 8. I think I got that. I bought it like 6 months ago, so it's been sitting in my account for ages. But that was like $150 or something, which is like chump change for floor. It's just crazy how cheap that stuff is.
Well, people said that you're not a collector, Dan. You're not a collector, Dan.
Like all the stuff behind me, right? There's enough there. I actually busted a box of Lord of the Rings stuff the other day, and this is from that. So it's a piece
Is that a
of
relic?
yeah, it is. It's a piece of like the cape for that character in the film.
Oh, that's
pretty cool.
Sick.
Everyone freeze.
So yeah, didn't get an order. I got that instead, but I can't complain.
Okay, that's nice. That's nice.
If I
haven't
could
really
get
bought-
my hands on Flawless for under $200,
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
I'd be twerking up the aisles of that.
You'd be twerking.
Be twerking.
Like it's
Would you be
ridiculously
twerking
cheap.
like these influencers, these shield bidding influencers?
dude.
I have to do a response video to yours.
You have to, but I got more here. This is the stuff that I'm looking to sell, to be honest. Just because I need to fund that 1 of 1. But there's a huge pile here of Flawless. That I'll
You should
quickly
post
go
some of
through.
these on Instagram more.
Yeah.
I think most of them are there, but part of the all these ones are.
Those are
But I'm going to
nice.
send them off to Card Hobby.
Dude, these
someone can
patches
sign
are
them for me.
nasty.
Yeah, those are nice. Damn.
Like I'm second guessing myself, like to sell these. Like this one will sell really well over there because this guy plays in China. He basically left playing in the Premier League for Chelsea at like 23 or 24 years old and went to play in China because they were paying him like $1 million US a week. So his cards will sell pretty well, but I don't know. Like looking at them here on my desk, they've been sitting here for weeks waiting to be listed, but I just can't bring myself to do it. So we'll see. I need to get a bit more targeted with what it is I'm buying. I'm buying too much random shit. And I'm waiting for
Damn.
Patches to get back to me,
I
actually.
hate to say it, but like, dude, the way you're showing off some of those selects in the beginning, I'm kind of getting an itch because like I don't like Panini stuff in like generally speaking. But the more I look at some of this select stuff, I think we've talked about this before, Dan. Like some of the select parallels, like your checkerboard, that'd be like a copper prism in like basketball, like that. It looks like a Topps Chrome X Fractor.
Yep.
Dude,
They're so cheap. Like
Some of these select stuff, like I don't like some, but I saw a KD White Sparkle on my, because I obviously have KD's on my saved search, and I saw a Phoenix Suns White Sparkle, and I don't have anything of him in his Phoenix stuff. And I was just looking at that card, and I'm like, I'm not a big fan of Panini, and I do think there's way too much of this parallel shit. But I have to admit, like, just looking at that card, it looks sick. Like, it just aesthetically looks nice. And I find myself, like, a lot of the select stuff I definitely I like more than I dislike. Now, the rest of the Panini stuff, I don't feel that way. But that select stuff, some of those parallels, I have to admit, I think they do a good job.
Is my mic better now? Is that better or not?
I can hear you.
Some of the comments were saying you can't hear me.
No,
if that's fine, let me know. If I need to put it up more, let me know. My settings are weird. I don't know why. It's treating me as not logged in, so I can't even like comment in the chat or anything. But yeah, Select is such an underappreciated set. I think it looks better than Prism most years, and especially the earlier releases. It's really short print, so it's like no brainer to be chasing them, in my opinion. Like I've talked about it heaps of times. I used to bust 13, 14 Select basketball like crazy, and the fact that you could get 2 autographs in there was unreal. So it just looks so much better than Prism.
I agree. I don't even think it's close. I understand premium or Prism is like the premium and like the trendy thing. It's the fan favorite. I don't get it. I think the aesthetics of Select look nice.
But the hobby does weird things in terms of what it likes and what it doesn't like. There was something. I was watching one of Jeff's videos yesterday because I basically missed all the national videos just because my son being sick and all that. So I'm just trying to play catch up. And he was talking about NTRPAs, and it completely like slipped my mind, maybe because of how stupid it is, that the out of 99 is considered the true rookie, and the out of 99s typically sell for more than the out of 49 in NTRPAs, which is so stupid. Like I don't get why the hobby just makes rules like that and sticks to them. Like it's one's out of 99, one's out of 49. Why is the out of 49 not going to be worth more? Like, guys.
Well, that's how we talked about, like, we both like flawless. Like the vertical flawless is like the chase. Like that's like the flawless card that goes for a premium. I like the horizontal look of the flawless.
Yep.
Like
because they typically got a bigger patch window too.
Low serial number horizontal flawless than a vertical. I don't know. I just think it just lays out on the card better.
Yeah, it's got better flow.
Mm-hmm.
But hopefully the mic's working better. If it's not, just message in the chat and I'll try and fix it.
I was going to say, Hobby Champ said Dan's mic is so low.
No, it's much better now. His mic is so much better.
Okay. You should have told me earlier, guys, but all good. I don't know what's going on with my settings. My settings are weird. I don't know what the heck's going on. It's like not even treating me that I'm logged in. So,
all right, let's look at some other, I think, comment from earlier on. Do you agree with this, both of you? CT scanning conspiracy. Fanatics has made up the CT scanning story and company doing the scan, so people are forced to buy product from Fanatic sites if they want safe wax. I don't agree with this, but we'll start with Dan. I know you've covered it in a video.
Yeah, I don't think that's what's happening. Like, this stuff has been around for a lot longer than Fanatics was even in the hobby, right? I know, like, there's rumors on blowout threads going back to like 2014, 15 about this sort of stuff when the likes of Flawless was first being released. And the other thing that's probably why it's not true is Fanatics don't need to do that in order to get you to buy from their Fanatics website, right? Overnight, they could just stop distributing to retailers if they wanted to. Like, it's not hard for them to funnel all the money through them or through Fanatics Live. So I don't think it's that. Like, maybe they helped maybe the tinfoil is they helped push along the news being released, but if this stuff's been around for a lot longer than Fanatics, that's for sure.
My thought process on it is like, is it possible? Yeah. Do I think that's the likely case? I don't know. I would probably lean towards no. I agree with Dan. I will say this, though. Another thought that's gone through my head, and it's funny that Jacob brought this up. Like, I have thought about this CT scanning thing coming up as such a big topic now as possibly to deflect from the loaded box and like the influencer affiliations. Like, maybe that's a more possible conspiracy is this? Because I have thought about that genuinely, where it's like the CT scanning thing is like making its way now that it's a mainstream talking point. Is this to deflect from the idea of manufacturers literally giving out loaded boxes to certain breakers and influencers and stuff? That's just something I thought. Now, again, is that likely? Who knows? But it is something that I've thought about. But Dan's right. Like, this CT scanning thing has been going on for a while. So I don't know how that would line up with my conspiracy, if you will.
I don't know if you guys caught it in my last video, but somebody from Fanatics actually reached out to me to talk about this topic, and then they've completely ghosted me after messaging me. And I said in the video that it was weird they messaged me. I felt like maybe there's more to what they're trying to do. Maybe they're trying to get my personal information or something, but they haven't got back to me yet. So that's a watch this space kind of thing. But it's one of those things they need to fix, right? Like the fact that this is so mainstream now, like everybody's talking about it, including shillbitters like Shaway Vlogs. We'll get to that in a sec, I'm assuming, Raul. It tells me that it's going to happen a lot more, right? And you're going to have people now investing the money to try and do it. And there was people in my comments section saying, well, it's not going to happen. Like this stuff's hard to get. You're talking about millions of dollars potentially being able to be made off the back of this. Like money laundering happens in this hobby. You're naive to think that people aren't going to try and go through every avenue they can to try and make money off this thing or use this kind of thing to make more money. Like we've seen it time and time again. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just wondering now with breakers, how many breakers have used it in the past and who is using it right now? And if someone is using it right now, they're not going to publicly say, oh, yeah, I'm using a CT scanner to get these hot boxes and screw everyone over, because I consider that to be fraud. Now, I don't know if anyone will be convicted of fraud, but I think that's just a no-brainer.
Yeah.
So, let's take a look at some of the comments here. Patches says Ruben is out within a year. Investors will force them to sell tops, and it will sell for pennies on the dollar. Eisner Group bought tops for basically the Candy Group. What do you think about that? Do you think Ruben's going to be gone in a year? I mean, there were rumors that Fanatics isn't managing their financials well.
I was just going to say, did you see that he was selling off, I think, stocks of it? Or maybe
there were rumors, but they denied it.
Oh, there was an article, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, it wouldn't surprise me, to be perfectly honest. Like, I think if they do go ahead with their IPO, like, I think things will have to change. I think they're going to have a lot more regulation coming towards them as well. Because there's so much more scrutiny that gets placed on a business when you're publicly listed. So I think they're going to have a lot more issues on their hands, but I'm curious to see, what actually happens.
Stormy D.
Yep.
Oh boy.
The Trumpster. The Hawk
Tour collection. Try and get some of that stuff signed, bro. Try and go to a rally.
Should I do like, what is it called? Through the mail? Should I go to Stormy Daniels? I'm a huge fan of yours.
Is she on there?
I don't know. I could probably find her address online.
You have a tougher time getting Trump get that autograph than that shooter did.
Oh.
100%.
All right. Let's see what this is. A complete conspiracy, but the CT scanning also never showing Topps product being scanned and contacting Dan, but then ghosting it makes it more suspect. Yeah, I'm just thinking, did they try to want to get your information?
Yeah. Well, look, the guy that reached out to me, I'm pretty sure he was at the show I was in at Macau. So maybe he just messaged a bunch of people.
Oh, okay.
Because the message was very generic, but like I'm always on my toes with that kind of stuff anyway. But yeah, like I don't know. I think we've seen it for Pokemon stuff. We've seen it for Flawless. I think we're going to see it for Topps at some point.
Your favorite, Steve?
Oh man,
your favorite?
Fake news. Fake news.
That's part of the title. You like this? I think I'm going to read this book.
Does he talk about that in the book?
No.
I was going to say.
Yeah, the book looks a lot older.
Yeah, but what year is this book? I got it $4 shipped to my house. Like, no one wanted it. but this is an important book. Yeah, going to Shaway Vlogs, Dan. You didn't video. I'm probably going to do a video response in the coming day. It's just been so, backlog with a lot of work. So it's just quite funny how you have these people who have admitted to shill bidding or have been busted for shill bidding. And yes, I used to be friendly with Shay way back when. Now, we see a bunch of these guys, they get back into the hobby and, everyone moves on. I think that's how the hobby has gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and, everyone was like circle jerking him too. Like when he, like if you go back to his first post, it's like every influencer basically you can list is there saying welcome back and all this kind of shit. Like it's just ridiculous. I spoke about it in the video. He basically made a post saying he can't sleep at night because of this CT scanning bullshit. And in my mind, I'm like, you've ripped off people. You shill bid on cards. So do you lose sleep at night thinking about all those people you made pay more than they needed to? It's like, where do you draw the line? And then he comes out today, starts talking about the fact that he's monetized now on Instagram and he's super happy and all that kind of bullshit. It's just hilarious. It never ends. Like this stuff just keeps happening. People do bad shit and then they come back. So like, I wouldn't be surprised if we see the therapist come back and then maybe also Juan Garcia.
Dude, if anyone that associates with Juan Garcia, I mean, maybe I should do like 50 videos on that.
All the welcome back, Juan.
Juan. He's still on Instagram though, on his other art channel.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Like I told like one of my relatives, like, stop following this guy. This guy's a scumbag.
Yeah.
But she didn't listen. But yeah, I mean, that guy who's with Topps now, or who was on the Topps card. What's his name again, Dan?
Which
I think
one,
you talked about the guy who...
Slab Stocks?
Yeah, Slab Stocks.
Yeah.
So he was shill bidding off his mom's eBay account. And
so they used to sell picks because they used to like, they show you like the cards that are hot and all that kind of thing. And they used to sell picks and say these cards were the ones you should be buying, but they were selling those on their mum's account while they were telling you to buy them. So obviously pumping and dumping, and they got caught doing that. And this was around 2019. There's a blowout thread that talks about it. They made an apology video and they got destroyed for their apology video because apparently it was just bullshit. They deleted it, and then like in the blowout thread, it talks about the fact that they were spending that whole national just trying to make bread with everyone, make peace. And then now they're promoted as one of the top dogs within the hobby, and they're getting sponsorships thrown at them from Topps and Panini and all this kind of crap. And it's just like you got these scammers consistently being rewarded in this space. And people will say, well, people deserve second chances, like Hobby Champs is sort of saying there, which is fair. But that second chance shouldn't come with, reward, right? Like companies should not be throwing money at these people because they've shown ethically they're not morally sound people, in my opinion. Like you can make a mistake like that, sure, you learn, but can you ever truly trust someone like that again? And even if you think you can, they should not be elevated, right?
Right. I wanted to also look at, like, this guy was on a Topps card, and then, he tried to mend things with others. I know P. Ryan, who has, shared my posts and Dan's posts in the past. I think he funds him in some sort of way, his operation. I don't remember that exact story. But, people tend to forgive and forget in this hobby. And Don Diego, who allegedly may have shilled on a Heritage Auctions, I think, stream. And I think it's legal to shill bid on Heritage. I don't want to... It's just an interpretation, but
their policy is very vague.
It's
what you're allowed to bid on.
It's vague. So now I'm just thinking out loud. Okay, you have this one guy. He's funded by people that I'm friendly with, and on top of it, he's on a Topps card, Slab Stocks. Don Diego, it's Pokemon. I get it. A lot of people were scared of, even doing a video. I know you did a video a few years back. I did a video or two. This Cardboard Life did as well. But nothing happened. I think it was not Rattle Pokemon. It was a Possum Bud.
Yeah,
You know,
a
he
possum.
ripped. Yeah, he's the one that uncovered all of this.
Yep.
So I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know.
just funny how people just continually get rewarded for doing bad shit. Which, like, again, I'm not being a hater or anything like that, but you
Yeah.
just don't want to see that, especially in a hobby that's meant to be there for kids and marketed for kids. And you got people now at the forefront getting special treatment that are, you know, who's to say they're not doing the same shit in the background? Like the whole Shaway Vlog situation completely brought back to the forefront Prism God, who was supportive of what Shaway did. He made this Instagram post that I showed in my story where he's basically, I think he was quoted in his story saying, "What? So now you can't bid on your own, like if you can't bid on a card that you own." Like I think he had the quote in there saying, "If you want the card more than me, pay for it," kind of thing. And it's like this is another guy at the forefront advocating for shield bidding. Shaway Vlogs comes out and says he shield bidded and he shouldn't have done it. It's fraud. He's lucky he didn't get charged. If somebody wanted to be petty and contact the police, he would have got done. So
I don't think the
people are
cops
just
would
dumb.
do. I don't think the cops would do anything like for.
Well, I'm sure if it
bidding.
was, I'm sure if it was in the thousands of dollars potentially.
Yeah, I mean, like just going back to the Dallas card show, everyone has forgotten about that. Okay, I could say this now, but I did go to the cops regarding that. And a guy also went to the cops. Nothing was done. And I had probably the guy that was involved in that crime. And same with my source. Nothing happened whatsoever.
That's with the
I'm
thieves.
What?
The
like,
guys that stole the case.
Yeah, like one of the guys, he was able to uncover. He thinks it's the guy. Information sent to the police. $2 million heist. Nothing's done, right? So that's why I'm saying, like, okay, if the cops are not doing anything for $2 million because they're focused on what is it called? You know, murders. I get it, and they're swamped. Like, why would they care about shield bidding? Unless if it's like a huge auction house. Like they went after Mastro, which was out of Illinois, suburbs of Illinois, one of the biggest auction house out there. Okay. The guy, you know, was caught on wire. Someone snitched on him, basically, and he got caught. All this information came out, but that's why I don't think anything's going to be done, though. Because it has to be someone big. Shay, no offense, is not a big guy.
Yeah, which is fair.
So, I mean,
you should have gone to the dealer. Aren't they looking for? Aren't they giving out a reward like 80K or something?
Like 70K. That information I think is sent to the dealer too. So, if that information sent to the dealer and nothing's being done, I'm like, I don't know at this point. And I know SCR said like 2 weeks ago. I don't think they covered the live this week, but they said that they got a tip of who one of the suspects may be. So, like,
yeah, I think they were also talking about maybe the dealers being in on it, but that would have to be like the dumbest
that would be
thing
insane.
that anyone could. Like, how dumb would you have to be to actually do that? With that many cameras, and you're going to get caught pretty quickly, especially that people that you think are going to play ball. The second they see trouble coming their way, they're going to talk. So I don't buy that, but I'm curious to see what we see come from it, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, like the one in Ohio where you're by that Best Western, right, Steve? Kind of, sort of, or not really?
Yeah, I think it was a Strongsville show, so it's probably like an hour and a half for me, hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah, okay.
I don't usually go to that show, but
yeah, it's closer to you than it is me, and within a month, that case was basically solved. And now, this case, the city of Allen can't figure it out, or they don't have the resources or the time to do so. Even though I'm pretty sure the internet people have figured it out. So.
Yeah, it's weird how they haven't been identified yet.
Yeah, I mean, like from a liability standpoint, I'm not going to be like posting his picture out there because, what if it's not the guy?
Yeah.
That's why
we'll get in more trouble than they will at this point.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I'm like, I'm a little careful with this and showing someone's face like that. But
yeah.
Probably the perpetrator has a connection to the Allen High School football. I don't know. Blink twice of the subject is on the panel.
That's because one of the photos, the guy sort of looks like me, where it's like really blurry. He's wearing a hat. He's got a beard. I didn't notice it at the time, but then everyone in the comments was like, "That's you."
That's you.
I think that's what Brendan's getting to.
Oh man,
That's funny.
but anyways, so I got Colin Shoemaker.
I do.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
So
he's the guy that was doing the pulled the Osama bin Laden rookie card, or was it Saddam Hussein?
So he
Yeah.
He said that I'm just going to send you a bunch of cards, and I have not looked at it, and I just got it today. So, oh boy, this is what he sent.
This will be fun.
This is
Dude,
I don't know what it's.
Stack.
What's up?
That's a stack.
Yeah, this is crazy pack. So let's take a
get him
look
on
at
a
what
live,
he sent.
bro. You need to get him on a live. Sometime.
Yeah, he needs to come on, and he needs to basically.
Can you make your camera bigger so everyone can see it?
Let's see. Let's see this picture layout.
There you go.
Yeah, it's a little better.
Yep.
Good old Dick Cheney.
Old birdshot Dick.
His Helen Keller card. He did a meme on Helen Keller. I don't know.
Oh, okay. I can see it. I can see it now.
Helen Keller. Okay, that's an interesting card to collect, bro. Bill Cosby.
Oh,
Bill
dude.
Cosby. Dude, these are hilarious.
You know, it's funny. I saw him in stand-up, like right after the allegations started popping off in Wheeling, West Virginia.
Yeah.
All random places. I saw him do a lot. It was like right when the first start of those allegations came out, dude. I saw him live in stand-up. I already bought the tickets, so I was like, what am I going to do? Like, I'm going to go. It's Bill Cosby. Anyway, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Hillary Clinton. Okay, you got that.
You got a nice little Hillary PC, though.
On this
that was from the top set, right? That Hillary.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think. Oh wait, that's the design.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because I think Clayton Kershaw. I remember selling a few Clayton Kershaws and Max Scherzer cards, and it has like the similar design.
Mm-hmm. Looks like 08.
Oh, this is like Putin back. I guess this is hate speech now, right? I can't show his picture, so sorry. I'll get in trouble for that. Then I'm not going to show this card. I could get in trouble.
Uh-oh. You have to share it in the DMs, bro.
I'll share you the DMs.
Yeah. No, I'm
okay. Georgie Bush.
Is that Burr? Who's that behind him?
Is that
Bill?
Is that what's it? Is it Hastert? Is that?
Hold it up a little bit closer.
It's Pastor, right? Isn't that guy that was accused of or that did really bad things with young ones?
I don't know. I thought that was
Denny Hastert. He was out of Illinois. They get all these weirdos from Illinois.
Yeah.
And he was like taking money out to pay some blackmail money. I think that's the guy. He was like the number 3 in charge back in the day. Oh man, which one should I open? Should I open Desert Storm or should I open Decision 2016?
Do the Decision.
Ooh,
Decision or Enduring Freedom.
A little bit more modern.
This one could have the Bin Laden one.
Just open them all.
Open them all.
Open them all.
Decision 2016. This is probably the greatest. I love the Decision set.
I'm happy that you're happy.
This is my set. Okay.
Should see if they'll sponsor your channel, Raul.
Decision. I would. That's the only sponsorship that I would take.
Yeah.
Let's see. Martin O'Malley. I forget who this guy is. Former governor of Maryland. My buddy would know.
Yeah, he's a governor.
He's from Maryland. It's Bobby, aka Payush Jindal. Kirsten Gillibrand. Okay.
Ooh.
This is Rick Santorum. Where did he go these days? He's disappeared.
Yeah.
Lincoln Chaffee, like not the spicy ones. Oh, influencers. Good old Billy.
Oh, there we go. We got a
There we
Bill.
go. There we go.
Go Bill.
I could add to the Haktua collection.
There you go.
I do have another Bill Clinton though. I got this one here. This looks like
That's got young Hillary too, right?
yeah, young clout chaser. All right, and then maybe I want to do the Enduring Freedom one. Or maybe the Desert Storm. I think it may have Saddam. I know that's weird to say.
I think it does. I think
It does.
Pretty sure that's in that set. Yeah.
All right, what is this? A military asset. Okay. Another military asset. Okay. Nothing too spicy here. Intelligence file. What is this? Geography. There's like a bunch of, what is it? Bulgaria? That's actually a card. Bulgaria. Like, what the hell? I need to review the history.
Actual country cards.
Black Hawk. Okay. Let's see what else. Fighting ship. I've never seen these cards.
Yeah, I didn't realize. I thought it would be more people.
Yeah, I know. Personnel, U.S. Academy, Naval Academy, Canada Executive Branch, and then Poland. Okay, I got Poland. I think that's going to be a huge card in the future.
You're speculating on Poland.
I bought. I don't know if I have that here. Let me just see if I have it right now with me. I'll be back in a second.
Oh shit, that's funny.
I have a Ronald Reagan from that top set. Oh wait, I think it was like numbered.
Oh wait,
numbered out of like $29.99 or something.
So like I'm betting on the Ukraine, right? Right, Steve?
Hey, we're already putting our money into Ukraine. We might as well put it on them.
You got a Zelensky here. Oh
Yeah.
man.
If anybody's looked into his like backstory, it's pretty wild that guy's the president of that country.
Well, he's a comedian, right?
He was a comedian. He's like
he used to do the piano
with his
playing the piano with his penis thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
You said it, not me. Okay.
That's what I mean. Like that guy's a president. Like
it's random, right?
Politics, but
I just thought it was a joke when it.
No, I thought it was, and I saw the video. I saw Gerald Celente on YouTube. It's like the piano. His title was the piano penis player. I'm like, what the hell is this? But last pack. I have a bunch of packs he sent, but it's Enduring Freedom. Let's take a look at what he says here.
This is the Saddam Hussein set, right? Or
this is 9/11. Would it be wild if I got a Bin Laden?
You'd have to freak out like Colin.
Well, I don't know if I want to do that if I'm a brown dude, but United we that's not a good look.
No, that's a good call.
Like, I didn't even shave today, but like not a good look. Oh man. It's a long week. Oh man. United we stand.
America.
What is this? These are Air Force Eye in the Sky. All right. What is this? Army Special Ops. Okay. I've never seen these cards. That's interesting. George Tenet, who ran the CIA, Deep State.
Boo.
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 Bush receives update from Rudy Giuliani. Okay. German police hunt in Hamburg. Okay. Fighting Falcon patrols the sky. And what is this? Reading jets aboard the USS Enterprise. Okay. So nothing spicy. Maybe I'll save the other pack for another day. But yeah. Patches says Leaf should have brought the Hawk Girl shirt she wore in the video and did a worn sign card. You know how messed up it is where someone talks about a blowjob and now she's a celebrity overnight?
She's just famous now. That just shows you, like, I don't know. I got some deep thoughts, but it just shows you like, the mentality of the West right now, where like this is what we're glorifying. It's insanity, dude. It's crazy. And nothing against that girl. Like, I don't have any, like, I wish everybody the best. I have to premise that. I don't wish anything against that person. But it just shows you, like, the degeneracy of our culture where it's like, that gets you instantly famous. It's wild. It's wild.
She's done a lot of charity raising, actually, I saw. She's
That's
like,
good.
That's actually
used her
good.
platform so far. But I think people are starting to get sick of her based on what I've seen online because she's like still hanging around. It's like, you're not special.
Yeah.
But she's done some charity. I think she generated some funds for the homeless, I think, and then also some animal shelters or something.
I mean, honestly, I didn't know that. So, like, kudos to her. That's cool.
Yeah, that's taking a positive out of that.
Let's just think about this real quick. A thought exercise. What if would a man ever get famous for doing that same?
Well, they promote people that are.
If a man said that about a woman, like, a man just got a Hawk Tua on it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to get too graphic, but like,
Right.
most people would be like, "Oh, that guy's weird. Like, what's wrong with that dude? Why would you say something like that?" Yeah.
But aren't the guys promoted that promote degeneracy? So can't you say that, okay, they may not talk about Hawk Tua or a blowjob, but if they're doing shady things like that, aren't they promoted in our society?
Yeah. That's a fair way to look at it.
So I don't know. It's just weird. Let's see. Is she a plant? That's what I thought.
Probably. She probably uses as a distraction or some sort. Because it is kind of weird how, like, something like that goes instantly viral and, like, overnight celebrity. That's, I don't know. It just seems manufactured. It seems like, chill out, Bob. I don't want to date that chick. She's gross.
She's too young anyway. I think she's like 21.
Burn and repent.
Yeah, we talked about this earlier. What are your thoughts on Mojo holding up the national entrance by shaking everyone's hand?
He caused more traffic than the fucking actual traffic outside. Like that would have been so annoying. Like, seriously. Like, how big does your ego have to be to actually do that? And not just to do it standing on the side. He's like literally standing in the middle of all these people that are trying to get around him.
Bob Boozle has a great comment. We should be Walmart greeters at next year's national. What if I just? Oh my god! Oh man, Steve, you can create the moment right now. And make a Rahul a ton of cash for this video on top of all the crazy pop. No.
No. I'm good.
No.
Well, Bob, we know he doesn't flush the toilet, so that's probably right up there too.
Shit, that's funny.
Yeah. He used to be boys with Curator. He used to go, I think, like, when that Curator and me were going at it, I think Mojo was on his podcast saying that, you should smack him like Will Smith smacked Chris Rock. So I'm like, okay. And Curator kept on calling him the GOAT. I'm like, okay.
It's just like, I don't get these guys, to be honest. Like, they think they're on like this huge pedestal. They think they're amazing. They're just guys that make YouTube videos. Dustin spoke about that in a video yesterday or a couple of days ago, saying basically the same thing. He's like, you're not famous. You're just a guy who collects cards and makes videos about cards. Like, get over yourself, kind of thing. But these guys don't realize that they genuinely think they're, God's gift.
I think you got influence. They go to the shows a lot, so you got a lot of the influencers watching them, patting them on the back, so they think they're celebrities, and then, then there's half the country that's like, dude, you guys are nuts. Mojo Live showed up for me the other night. He had 67 viewers. Doesn't he have like tens of thousands of followers?
He's got 66,000, I think.
Damn.
Jeez. I think I saw it the other day.
Many?
Yeah.
Holy. Wow. I would have never.
Dabs. What Dabs? Doesn't he have like what? 500 people watching, but they're all saying the same comment.
Yeah, they were all bots.
I forget who sent that to me. Someone sent that to me.
Yeah.
Oh man. Wait, did the bargain boxer confront the great curator again? Because that's what I was told last year. He called him like the great urinator. And then curator was like, fuck you, man.
I'd be shocked if curator actually said something back in person.
No, I think that's what the bargain boxer, or that's what someone said. Curator cursed him out.
Just a loser.
Did you get to see any of these influencer guys, Steve? I know you may have sent a message to me, but I don't remember.
I ran into people. Bargain boxer said he ran into me. Ran into him. Chronicles, Cardboard Collector Chronicles, I ran into. Super nice guy, dude. Super nice guy. Got to talk to him before the trade night started. I didn't go in, but he was in line. Ran into Flippin' Steve and Ham, which was cool. Both awesome dudes.
Yeah, they're
ran into Cardboard Life, bro. Got a picture with Cardboard.
Oh yeah, that's the highlight.
Shout out to him, and he introduced me to his buddy Jimmy G Cards. Dude, super nice guys, bro. We were laughing our asses off. We talked for like 15, 20 minutes, bro. I was in stitches. Those guys are awesome.
I told this Cardboard Life when I met him in person, I'm like, you're a dude I would not want to mess with. just looking. He's a nice guy, though. He's a nice guy.
Super nice guy. I ran into Teapot, talked to him because we talked a little bit in the DMs. It was nice.
Tell him to unblock me.
I think I'm still blocked.
Tell him to unblock me. He's still got me blocked.
He did use the term hanky panky
earlier, and he blocked me. I have no idea why.
Well, how did Shay block you? He follows Dan. He follows me. He follows SCR. But you're blocked.
I don't think I've ever exchanged anything. I never followed him. I have no idea. Well, you guys were sending me stuff, and I'm like, I can't see this. And then you were like, well, that means you're blocked. And I was like, well, I have no idea why. I have no clue. I don't know. Maybe you had a comment I left on something before. Maybe it was political. Maybe it was something religious. I don't know. Like I can only speculate. I have nothing against the guy, but
I mean, I get blocked for weird reasons. Like the other day, I think I showed Steve. Someone accused me of using a racist term, which I didn't even know was racist, but I guess over 100 years ago in certain contexts it's racist, but not in the original context. So I'm like, I don't know these days, man. I don't know. And he blocked me after you called him out. So, yep.
Yeah, I think he was Elliot, or Elegant Elliot. I think he got a comment there. That curator was blocked. Oh, sorry, let go by Golden. They did a sponsorship for a little bit, and I'm pretty sure that is true. Which is not surprising because his engagement is dog shit. Like they get no views, and to all of a sudden be sponsored by one of the biggest auction houses in the industry didn't make sense. But he's a faker. He's a poser. A lot of these guys are like that.
He was actually begging for views and engagement, but how do you get engagement if you've blocked off a third of the hobby?
Exactly. It's
that
stupid.
Doesn't make sense.
But the guy's an idiot. But like, I don't get it. Like, you can be a dick, but still go about things the right way, if that makes sense. But just I don't know.
Yeah.
It's his own fault.
Let's see. What else here? Oh yeah, has Mama Breaks blocked me yet? I don't know. She hasn't blocked me on IG.
I don't think she ever will, to be honest. She doesn't seem like the person.
She doesn't seem like that person. I know she probably gets pissed off, but
she's. I like how she's going about it, to be honest, because she sort of leaned into it a little bit, and she's like taking the piss out of you slightly when it comes to like going around asking people if they got loaded boxes and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's. I found that funny.
Like that's what you'd want to see in situations like that. Is it true? Like, is she actually getting them? Who knows? Is she paid for? Is she sponsored by Tops? Yes. But I like that aspect. Like too many guys in this space will run away like pussies and block people, like you just alluded to with Curator. At least she's sort of trying to make something from it.
Yeah, exactly. But I did get called out today. I think I sent it to both of you today with what's his name? Reckoning. Yeah, Reckoning
I haven't seen that yet. No.
Reckoning did a clip on me today saying that I need to call out Ken Golden and I need to call out other people in the hobby. Oh, he said Rattle Pokemon, not me. He said Rattle Pokemon is a plant or something paid to, you know, spew nonsense in the hobby. I'm like, bro, you need a little more evidence to say that was a specific loaded box. Or not loaded box, but a CT scan was used. I think that's what he said. I'm like, I don't know if that's true, but I do think there's a lot of loaded boxes though. But I would like to see him like start roasting me again. And Dan, those videos are great. And Steve.
Well, I know he disappeared after a while because he
deserve hate from Reckoning.
He roasted Dustin, and then his channel got taken down. So I wonder if Dustin reported him.
Like, wait, what did he say to get his channel down? Is his old channel's not up or something like that?
No, it was like he had heaps of videos and they all disappeared. And I'm pretty sure like someone reported him because it was like right after videos with Dustin got dropped and then they all disappeared. So I'm not sure if they got flagged or something.
No, like there are videos on there. Like
they're not all there.
Oh yeah, I see one video right now. AIH is a fraud part 1. And I'm responsible for the death of one of the dudes I liked. What's his name? Chester Bennington.
Yeah, Lincoln Park.
Yeah.
He used to have a lot more videos than this. He used to have a lot more.
Oh, I saw he like deleted all of them and then started re-uploading them like a few months ago.
Yeah, I don't know if they were deleted. I think they got taken down. I think
some of them got taken down. Like,
maybe he does go on some pretty awesome rants that probably violate the TTS.
Yeah, the terms of services. When he curses me out, I'm like busting out laughing now.
Dude, it's hilarious.
It's amazing.
When he did the Brittany Mahomes video on me, bro, that was like I couldn't. That shit was great.
Which one?
The Brittany Mahomes video did on me. That was like classic.
Yeah. Reckoning is just mad about Nick Chubb and his Diana Ross investments. Yes.
You know what's wild is Nick Chubb looks like he's coming back, dude. Like after that knee injury, and like he and I had our like back and forth because I'm an LT guy and he's a Nick Chubb guy. Mm-hmm. You know, shit on LT like Nick Chubb and me, like Damian Tomlinson, which he won't. But I gotta give credit, like, dude, Nick Chubb, this is his second major knee injury, and the dude's like squatting like 600 pounds. It's insane.
But he's not squatting like Joe Biden, right?
No. He's not shitting his pants.
No. Okay.
Auburn 35 has a comment there about Shine's.
Yeah. Let's get into that. I wanted to. Any thoughts on Shine 150 and his alleged resale case of 09-010 exquisite claims the seller refunded the $80K? So I got a bunch of DMs. I asked this in the stories. I didn't do a video on it. I've just been so busy lately. But some people are saying that, and even the comment section, that the checklist has cards not of that year.
Yeah, it contains buybacks.
So, like, was that a legit case? And did Shine just intimidate the guy he bought it from? I didn't see the cards carefully, so I can't say that for certainty, but
I think that's a possibility for sure. Because the reason why he thought it was fake was not because of the seal, it was because of the fact that it contained older cards in there.
Yeah, but that's, from what I understand, that set, they did that.
Yeah, they had buybacks in them, but he left one of them still sealed, and the one that he left sealed, the wrapper was really loose. and somebody else showed what the exquisite boxes are meant to look like, and the seal's not meant to look like that. So what I think happened, I reckon somebody opened it, saw it had shit cards in there, and resealed it. That's what I think happened.
Yeah. I'm not 100% sure, but anything's possible.
Yeah, well, it showed that he doesn't know anything, right? Because those boxes, you look at Cardboard Connection or you look at Beckett's website and you see it has buybacks in them. So he's spending, what, $500,000, whatever it cost him, and he doesn't even know what's in the checklist.
Yeah, but he's hanging out with Mr. Wonderful. And this card... Yeah, like, didn't he kill someone?
Mr. Wonderful, I'm not sure.
I think he accidentally killed someone. Did you read that story? No? It was like a boating accident. And like, I don't think he went to jail or anything like that. It wasn't drunk driving or anything like that, but yeah, one person died.
He's big into watches. So I see him a lot in that hobby as well, in terms of like YouTube and stuff. He's such a wanker, that guy. Like,
he's a wanker.
Yeah. Like, it's just really like the way he talks about watches specifically, and Patches can attest to this. Like he just puts on like a French accent when he references certain words. He's such a tryhard, basically a poser, just a rich guy trying to pump and dump crypto markets and all that kind of crap.
So his raise, how he got famous was with that game Oregon Trail, right? That was one of his investments, right?
Not sure. I know he was big in ETFs.
Yeah, that was just recently. I'm just saying like the 1990s.
Oh, was it? I'm not sure. I didn't know he was rich before that.
Yeah. Before, Shark Tank and all that.
I thought it was just ETFs that got him wealthy.
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure his investments, stock market's been up, over the last 15 years. So, yeah. Makes sense. Let's look at this.
Well, I'm sure I read that didn't he help establish that or something? Like, I don't know, something.
Which one? Oh no, like I think he was part of some of the ETFs, but he just makes money left and right.
Yeah.
Mojo, what the hell? Good Lord. Oh my. You see my wife's boxes in the Olympics? What's going on here? Yeah, but I read something that the Enrico case is now pushed to September.
Yeah, there was a comment there from Auburn35.
Yeah, I have to look at that. So I wonder what will happen with that. Did you see that Prism God card that he had, the nameplate? I don't know if it was paid for. It sold for like $95K. And he settled with Enrico for $15K.
And he sold it?
He sold it. Now, I don't know what the invested card situation, what will happen there. But
I don't know why Enrico just took the money. I don't know. It doesn't. I've not followed it super closely, but I don't know why he would have taken the money. He should have just taken the card back.
I don't think. I think he was just willing to settle. It's like
that's a lot of money to leave on the table, right? Fuck.
Yeah, dude, that's a ton of money.
Yeah, but
you're talking like $80K just to leave there.
Yeah, but then I don't know, like the laws with international. What is it called? Statute of limitations. I'm not sure how that would work.
But if there was nothing there, then he wouldn't have been owed any money, right? So clearly they had something on Prism God to get him to pay. Like he had some recourse to pay.
Yeah. I was told, like, the guy who paid Enrico told me not to mention his name. I'm like, fine, I'm going to keep your name out of it. But it's a hobby insider. This hobby insider caved and was like, you know what? I'm just going to pay that $15K. And bada bing, bada boom, it was then settled for the nameplate card. So between those two parties,
trying to sell it while this sort of stuff was happening, it didn't cop anywhere near as much heat as he should have, is ridiculous. Like I
Oh,
said,
no,
in the intro,
I got more crap than what Prism
he
God
did,
probably
yeah.
got.
Yeah, and this is the same guy, like I said at the start of the video, that was advocating for shield bidding. That basically said, if you want to buy my card more than me, be prepared to pay more than me. Like,
I'll be right
fuck.
back.
Yeah.
Totally ethical, right?
So like, you said that it was in Prism God's story. He defended Shay. I know you said this earlier, but
yeah. Let me see if I can find it.
oh, you
I
actually
showed it.
have it.
Yeah, I showed it on my video.
Yeah,
Give me a
it's been
sec.
a while since I saw that video.
I referenced it again the other day. Let me see. Let me just open my video. Because I don't have the screenshot anymore, but I have the like I have it in my video. Give me a sec. I've only got 5 more minutes, by the way, that I need to.
Yeah, that's fine.
Give me a sec.
Glad you could show, bro.
Yeah, glad you could come. I know you're busy with the young kids out there, so maybe I'll open another. While you look for it, I'll open another Enduring Freedom.
Oh, you got another one?
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, I think it's at like 2 minutes 17 of my video if you want to bring it up, Raul. But he has a quote in there that says something like, I get the whole shield bidding thing, but that happens whether it's your card or not. If you love the card more than me, pay for it, is what he says. I think he opens his Instagram story, basically says, I just caught onto the Shaway Vlogs convo is, so if your card is on the open market, whether you are the current owner or new owner, you can't buy it back at reduced value. Like, no, mate, that's fucking shield bidding. You idiot. like, fuck. But that's what I mean. Like, you got this guy at the forefront, another person that's sort of there to sort of be sponsored. He runs a show, all this kind of stuff. He goes on Jeff Wilson's channel, all that bullshit. And he's got sentiment like that shield bidding's okay. And he doesn't comprehend the ethics behind why it's not okay.
Because I wouldn't be surprised if all these influencers, they're shield bidding.
Of course they are. Like everyone, I'm sure like there's a lot more people in this hobby that is doing it than we think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, that's what the modern hobby's taught people,
unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
Way more common. I think it's way more common than most people are comfortable to acknowledge, and especially in the higher end. I mean, I think the higher end's probably crazy show.
I mean, like, just
a way to just move money, you know.
Just think about how much receipts that Dan and I receive. I'm a small channel, and I get sent crazy stuff, and it's legit. Just now, what's happening behind, what is it called? Closed doors. That's what I'm wondering. SCR said the same thing. If we see all this stuff going down, what's actually going down?
Right. If you think about it, we get little crumbs. Like, well, not.
Yeah, this is like pieces.
We get to find out about the little crumbs, and it's probably like there's mountains of stuff that we.
I mean, just think about how much Rovalve gets in his DMs. But
yeah, exactly.
Can't cover all the stories for obvious reasons, but.
Well, someone's talking about Ravel in the comments about
that's
the Star
Kahana.
85.
That's
is the firm Kahana?
Yeah, the firm's Kahana.
Because that's an interesting one. You say he confirmed that he saw receipt of funds, but like who's to say those funds weren't transferred? Not long after he looked at them, right?
So wait, are you talking about the 15K?
No, I think
which funds are you talking about?
Auburn 35 at 123. I think he's talking about the Star Jordan. Is that what he's confirming? Is that what he's talking about? Or am I getting confused?
Has Alt confirmed the Jordan card? This one is paid for. That's a good value if the trial occurs. Yeah.
That's the Star Jordan?
Yeah. No. That's the nameplate Jordan.
Okay.
That was the one that, what's his name? Prism God. Allegedly.
Yeah, okay. No, that makes sense.
Yeah, unless he sold it to somebody else in the meantime, but I'm pretty sure it was him.
Yeah,
but I'm pretty sure he didn't send it to auction beforehand because Kahana would have ripped him to pieces. He would have gone after the auction houses. He has ways to do that, but
he just decided to try and sell it at a card show.
Yeah, and he at that show that was. They're going to have everyone from 2023, 2025 that, It's at Rosemount. Are you two going to Rosemount next year?
I want to try. It's going to be tough, though.
Yeah, it's going to be probably in a recession.
The problem is, I got to spend, if it's just myself, it's going to cost me, 3 or 4K just in flights and accommodation.
That's probably
So
wild.
it just kills all the spending money that I have. So
Yeah,
I might try and line it up for 2026. 2026, the World Cup will be on in the US. So maybe I'll try and line it up and do like a family trip. I also get long service leave through work at that time as well, which basically after 10 years, they give you 8 weeks worth of leave.
Nice. So yeah, I mean, like
try to make it. Yeah, Dan, you're right. Like just getting the stay and like getting through the door, it's probably going to be like at least $1,300 for a few, 4 nights at a hotel, 3 nights at a hotel. I mean, it depends on how many nights I stay, but like between that, tickets for however many days, it's probably looking at $1,200-$1,300 right there.
So
it is. It's
what if you get like a hotel? Like, how much do hotels cost in Rosemont?
Share a room with P. Ryan. He likes that.
I mean, like last year when I was booked for Rosemont before I canceled everything.
Yeah.
I was staying, I think, 3 nights, and I was at like $950.
So, like, why don't you look in a surrounding area?
I did.
Like, did you look at Park Ridge? Did you look at Niles? Did you look at Morton Grove?
I was probably like 5 miles from the event center. So, like, I didn't look that far around.
I mean, like, it's not like Ohio where the nearest hotel is 20 minutes away. What I would do if you're out of state and you're on a budget, I would probably, go with a bunch of people, like obviously get different rooms, but, stay at the same hotel, maybe get in Park Ridge, getting in Niles, maybe Morton Grove, Skokie, whatever. Then Uber it, go as a group, and then you could split the cost that way. That's how I would do it, like me knowing the area and growing up around there. But like $300 is just too much. That's because crazy. They jack up the prices because like everyone wants to.
Exactly, it's bullshit. Oh, yeah. I need to drop off. I'll be in the chat though, guys.
All right, yeah, for sure. Yeah, thanks for coming on, Dan.
Hey, we'll see you, Dan.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll probably do like 30 more minutes if you're cool with that.
Yeah, dude. However long you want.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude. I mean, like, I'm blessed. Like, I can afford it. You know what I mean? Like, I have no kids. I have, I'm single, dude.
Yeah.
I have no like outside major financial responsibilities that I have to take.
Right.
So like, I can definitely afford it. But it does make me think. It's like, man, I'm spending like probably $1,300 just to go without buying a single card.
So yeah, like, I mean that's.
Like, it's not like I'm paying to go to the beach or something. You know what I mean? It's like this is something I definitely enjoy, and I love the Cleveland. And like I was so blessed. Like my dad, shout out to Papa Rob. He lives like 35 minutes from the IX Center, so it was super easy.
For me. It's so convenient for you to go there.
It's so convenient for me in Cleveland, and like that's why I canceled last year's trip. Because I had booked everything, but I had like a $9,000 concrete project. And I was like, should I really be spending this money to go to National right at the same time I'm paying for this like, it's like I can go next year where it's going to be way cheaper for me. So I try to like do the smart thing and not like do everything at once. But
yeah, I mean,
to be honest with you, if I did, I'd probably try to get a hotel room that's connected to the center. So I don't have to Uber anywhere and I don't have to do all that. I'm just sitting here thinking like the convenience, it'll be worth it. But it is still, it's like, it's an expensive trip just to go look at cardboard pictures of men. Like it is, if you really think about it.
Oh yeah, it is. I mean, like for me, what is it? An hour drive, $10 parking at the Blue Line max.
Oh yeah, you're great.
And then like $15 to get in or whatever, $20, whatever. It's like what, $30-$40 to get in. It's a cheap flight. Not cheap flight. It's just.
Well, it makes sense. Affordable. Like where I'm located, where you're located, if they were to just go back and forth, I mean, I'm sure I've heard they were talking about like maybe Nashville, like they're trying to add a different location. Or possibly,
but like, where would people stay though? That's the thing. Like in Rosemont, for a convention, are there like good locations? Because Rosemont is like walking distance to the convention center,
mm-hmm.
And then parking is fine. There's public transportation.
Yeah. Well,
And
I would
then
assume like Nashville could like facilitate all of that.
I'm sure they could
Yeah.
in a bigger venue,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know. Like, I think they choose Chicago because it's just the Midwest.
Well, it's like the
The
middle.
middle.
Yeah.
It's the middle.
It's the middle.
So like, okay, someone from New York could come, people from Cali could come,
It's an easy fly.
Texas,
It's an easy
Minnesota, yeah, Canada, Toronto, even Mexico, you know.
I mean, I understand Cleveland's not the sexiest city location.
Yeah.
And the IX Center is located probably like a half hour outside the city.
Yeah.
I mean, that venue, I thought it was awesome. Like the venue worked. Now I'm probably way biased because it's like it's easy for me to get there. I can stay with my old man.
Right.
It's for me. So there's probably there's a biasy there. But man, I thought the IX, like the way it was laid out, dude, I really enjoyed it. And I thought it was comfortable. You know, like you weren't like squeezing in aisles where like people were like piling on top of each other. Like you had busy tables that are like, known dealers, like the big boy dealers. Like, yeah, it gets crowded, but I thought it was, I mean, they fit in the autographers, they fit in the influencers, the food area. Like you had places to sit. It was huge. I think it was a really good venue. Now the location of it, yeah, I can understand, certain traffic things get built up and might not be the most convenient. But you know what? There are hotels within 5-10 minutes of that. I drove past them, and I didn't realize.
Did you?
Yeah, now they probably got booked up really quickly.
Oh yeah, for
It's
sure.
scarce to get get everything booked in time. But there
Yeah.
were places to stay that were conveniently located by that place.
Right. I'm just looking at it right now. If people like book, maybe like Park Ridge, Illinois hotels,
Mhm.
I'd have to look at that. But I'm pretty sure people could get good deals,
Yeah.
like if they just go out. But I don't think people want to go take a 15-minute Uber ride. But it is what it is.
That's the sacrifice you have to make, though. It's like,
Yeah, if you could save what $200,
hell yeah.
no, I think the smartest thing to do.
I have to look into it. I think my cousin, because he travels constantly for work, I might be able to use a code to get a hotel because I think with his workplace they have these codes that you can enter to get like discounts on rooms. So like I might try to like mooch that code off him, see if that might get me anywhere. We'll see. But yeah, dude, I really would like to try Rosemont. I've heard it's a fun time, and
it's great.
Based off my experience this year, I definitely I drove up to Canton today. I drove an hour and 20 minutes to Canton to another show outside. Well, it's the Hall of Fame show because they just had the Hall of Fame game and everything. Because I was like, man, I had such a good time at the Nationals. Like, why not? I'll just drive up to Canton this morning and check out the show I was only there for a couple hours. Ran into Neo. Shout out Neo. Mike Stone, ran into him. But yeah, I was like, I had such a good time. I was like, let me go to this show. I don't really need to, but I'm going to. The hell.
Right. So when's the National next year? It's like
end of July.
July. Oh, they don't have the rate.
It's always the end of July.
Let's see. Because I'm looking at it right now. There are, these hotels. Granted, they're like average hotels. You could go to like somewhere like in Morton Grove. It's like $80. Now, granted, do you want to stay at a Red Roof in Morton Grove, which is how many miles? It's maybe like a 20-minute drive. I don't know. If people want to do that, they could, instead of spending $300, even if you Uber.
I'm not trying to be that bougie guy.
Yeah.
But you got to watch some of these hotels you stay at, dude.
Oh yeah, I mean Morton Grove,
gross, but watch some of these hotels.
I mean, I went to high school in Skokie, Illinois. I mean, yeah, it's the area. There's good and bad.
Yeah.
Like some parts are like posh, and some parts you have gangs that have come in over the past decade. But when I went there, it was safe. So I don't know. But I grew up around that area, so, and I mean, still $80. If people can still find deals, it's just, do you want to stay away from Rosemont?
Yeah. My whole thing is like hotel. Like my ordeal is mine's like cleanliness. Like
Yeah.
I've heard some crazy horror stories of some bad hotels. Like, dude, I don't. Yeah, I'd probably rather pay a little bit more to make sure I'm in a nice, clean, comfortable stay than being in
Yeah, I
that
get it. They're
area
like,
and like used up sheets that haven't been washed and like bed
right.
bugs or some wild crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, miss me with that. I'll pay up. I'll pay up. I'd rather
Yeah.
be comfortable.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. I get it. I mean, I probably would want to stay at a better hotel, to be honest, but it is what it is.
Yeah. If I'm gonna go spend a few nights, I'd rather be.
You'd rather pay up.
I prefer, yeah. Dude, I forgot Baltimore wasn't bad for the national patches. I forgot it was in Baltimore. Do you remember what the event center was, or what what the venue?
Is it in Baltimore?
It was years ago. They stopped going there, and I don't know why. But
Was it
used
crime?
to be in Baltimore. It used to be Cleveland. I think it was Cleveland, Baltimore, Chicago, and maybe Atlantic City still. I can't remember, but they fluctuated between like 3 or 4 different places, and Baltimore was one of them.
It's like, what is it called? My buddy, he's been on this program before. I think you watched John before, but he lives in the DC area. He said that he had a family member at the John Hopkins Hospital, and he knew some other people that went there. They just parked there for a few minutes, saying, "Okay, we're just gonna come back in." Their car got stolen.
What?
Like outside a prestigious hospital,
dude.
Because Baltimore, there's a lot of crime there, and the businesses, if their businesses there, what these factories do, they just like go way outside of the crime area and just go in the middle of nowhere. Dude. So then there's no people there, just some factories here and there, and that's a safer area. But yeah, I would not drive in Baltimore. I don't even drive in Chicago. Dude, if I don't drive in Chicago, I'm not going to be driving in freaking take the trains in.
I'm trying to remember, like years ago, I stayed in Baltimore one night downtown. We got to the parking garage and we had to walk to our hotel. We just found a random parking garage because I don't think that hotel had parking. It was a nice hotel too.
Yeah, and what, Baltimore?
It was the day before we got on a cruise, but we wanted to get there the night before so we could just wake up and just board for because the cruise left from Baltimore, the port, and we stayed that night. We got there that night, and we were in the parking garage. And as we're getting out of the car, like I swear we saw like some like. It was wild. I don't know if it was just a fight, a scuffle, somebody was getting mugged, but we were just standing at the top of like a parking garage looking down at the street, and we're like, oh shit, we got to carry all this luggage like a half a block to our hotel after we just saw this. It was like, damn, man, this is rough. So we did it. I mean, we were all right.
History lesson. Who was the mayor of Baltimore back in the day? Who's related to a famous congresswoman?
I should know this. Shit.
I should play the Jeopardy theme song.
Who is the mayor of Baltimore back in the day? What time frame? Give me like 80s.
I think it was in the 50s.
Oh, the 50s. Oh, I might not know that. 50s. And he's related to a congresswoman that's active now.
Yeah.
Shit.
It's actually in 60s, in the 60s. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Honestly, that doesn't help me much. I was thinking more modern, so you're gonna have to tell me. I fail.
It's, Nancy Pelosi's dad was the mayor.
See, damn it. I should have just said that. I had a gut feeling. I was like, is it the dude related to Pelosi? But what was her dad's name? His first
Thomas D. Alessandro.
Okay. That's for some reason I was thinking Pelosi, but I should have said that. Now I feel like an idiot.
But yeah. That's wild.
What are my thoughts on Jordan Love cards being over? What do you mean by being over? Dude, it's such a risky play right now. You could say, like, not even just Jordan Love. You can say the Richardson kid from Indianapolis. And honestly, dude, I know he had a good rookie year. C.J. Stroud. I mean, my thoughts, it's like you got to really be careful putting some of this money into these really young quarterbacks. Like, and I'll just, like, I know you asked about Jordan Love. He had flashing moments, and dude, look, the Packers paid him so much money. And I just, again, he could be awesome. CJ Stroud could be awesome. Richardson can be awesome. But it's like, let the franchise pay them this money. I would wait on the cards. I would wait before you put in all that money into these cards because they're still way unproven. And let's take CJ Stroud. Great rookie year. I can't take anything against him. He had that team competitive. He was poised for a rookie, but he still got hurt and missed time. So there's a fragile, but like if he gets hurt consistently, that's going to be a problem longevity wise. And it's like, are these prices going to sustain? I understand it's the sexy, trendy thing. Like national quarterbacks are always a thing. It's right before preseason, like it's right before the Hall of Fame game. It's what everybody wants to speculate in. But sometimes it's better off like not jumping on it and just waiting and seeing things out. Like I don't think right now is the time to be buying into these young, unproven quarterbacks. I would wait till like playoffs. If they don't make the playoffs and you thought, hey, they had a good year, something didn't go right their way, they were in a tough division and somehow they didn't get whatever. Like that might be the time. It's like their prices are down. Maybe that's the time to take the risk. I don't know. Like I would not be putting the type of money. I mean, okay, look at Herbert. Warlock just said Herbert investors never going to get back the value. And he's right. Now, I know that was a different time in the hobby because that had been 2020, 2021, but still, you can use that as an example. It's like people got overhyped off a rookie season. They threw so much money in. I just don't think the risk reward, like I just don't think the reward's worth that risk. I think it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think? Like, I think they could end up being good players. I'm not saying that that's not possible.
The time to have bought these guys, like Jordan Love, a lot of people were not buying. If you had bought when Aaron Rodgers won his second MVP, and it's like the NFC playoffs.
Yeah. Well, he was
like right before then, like no one was paying attention to Jordan Love. Right. Now, granted, I think I bought it in the pandemic because Aaron Rodgers was still the quarterback of the Packers.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, Favre, Rodgers, next succession plan is Jordan Love. And how I look at quarterbacks, and unfortunately they don't do this anymore, I look at their Wonderlic score, basically how fast they react. You could also interpret as IQ. He had a higher IQ than a lot of the quarterbacks, and he could run. And the Packers saw something in him, and they have drafted two amazing quarterbacks, or they've had not drafted, but they have had two amazing quarterbacks. Me as a Bears fan, just unbiased, in my lifetime. So that's what I've had to deal with all my life. And the way the Packers are managed, they've done a good job. And they had Bart Starr. Yeah, Bart Starr, right? It's like you have a bunch of people interested in the benefit of benefit of the Packers. unlike the Chicago Bears, which is run by Virginia McCaskey. So that's just a whole different ball game. So I wish Jordan Love does well, so my card goes up. But as a Bears fan, I obviously don't want to see that. So
yeah, there's a well.
But we got Mr. Pink.
I don't want your quarterback.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But like, well, you know how society's going, so maybe I guess he could be the Rodman. Like, no one cared that Rodman wore lipstick, but then everybody else. So like, what's the deal though? Like, everyone loves Rodman. Like, he could go to like one of these parades.
Big difference. Who did Rodman play with?
MJ.
There it is, the MJ effect.
And then before that, he was with the Pistons.
MJ touches turns to gold.
Not with the Wizards, but
well, true. But he was also 40, so like.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But then like you had Rodman. He was with the Pistons, Dumars and Isaiah, right? But I think people look past that. Did you know that Rodman? He used to purposely like wear lipstick, and then he used to like kiss up on some of these guys while they're playing to intimidate. So I think, did you see Sean Kemp? What he said about Rodman? I think I should send that to you.
I didn't. Yeah, send it to me. I didn't hear it. If you don't want to say, but I'm not.
No,
sure.
Like that was hilarious. What Sean Kemp said. It wasn't Jordan that beat them, as Rodman, because he got in the head of everyone.
I'm sure that's a factor, but to say that Jordan isn't the
I think they're just trying to downplay Jordan and be like, yo, it's Rodman. He was like kissing up to the guys and they got intimidated.
There's a reason that Rodman didn't win that MVP and Jordan did.
Yeah. So did you know, like, when I was a kid, like on the highway, I think it was like the Dan Ryan Highway Expressway, they used to have billboards of Rodman, and every week they used to change the color of Rodman's hair. And my dad said he used to drive by all the time for his work, and he said that a lot of people stopped and they used to get into accidents. Just by looking at hair. Yeah, so they got rid of the Rodman billboard. This was like 96, 97, if I remember. But yeah, that was wild. Oh, dude, this Patches is amazing.
Jeez.
So I've been looking. Patches kept on talking about AB. I've been looking at Antonio Brown's Twitter feed over the past 2 weeks, and more than half the time, I send it to Steve all the time and Dad.
Dude,
I'm dying.
It's hilarious, bro. Every time you send me an AB tweet, I'm banned from Twitter. Like, I might be able to get back on. I don't know. I've never tried. But once they banned me, they burned my bridges. So I was like, screw them. But
Antonio Brown. That is like the Twitter page.
I see you. You have to say it in the chat. You couldn't say it on live. I get it.
Decision PC is much better than Katie's.
Dude, the stuff you send me from AB, like, it almost does make me miss Twitter. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
yeah, I know.
It's so funny. The stuff you send me is so funny.
And then, like,
savage.
So I think, like, when I posted them on my stories, people's like, how dare you post something like that? I forget what, and then I lose followers because I post stuff like that. I'm like, AB is hilarious.
Yeah, dude. Like, can you, bro? People are so sensitive. It's crazy, dude.
Well, I mean, like,
even at messages the other day, you showed me something and I commented. I saw something on your post on Instagram and I commented, and I'm sitting.
The guy ended up blocking me.
Did you not hear a word the guy said? Like, you completely like, is that what you got from that? I mean, we don't have to get into the specifics. I don't want to, like, we don't have to get into that.
Yeah.
I don't like playing that, but I thought to myself, like, that's what you took from what the man said? Like, that, like, it's the most virtue signaling, sensitive, tone policing bullshit. And then he actually commented back to me, and I'm like, you just made my point. Like, you literally just made my point. You didn't listen to any of the context of what the man said. You just came out with some crazy narrative trying to portray something that wasn't even there. Dude, we live in wild times.
This is wild.
It's
Someone
insane.
saying that I can't say like I wanted to get into this topic. Like I don't know, like if you feel comfortable talking about it, we don't have to. No
You have to
pressure.
understand, it's hard for me.
Yeah. Like I get it. It's much harder for you than it is
It's
me. I can get away with it, but I know you have to walk on thin ice. But I'm just thinking we have a society that is saying that, hey, look, I think that's offensive. And because I think that's offensive, you need to keep quiet about it. And if you go to the work environment saying, I think that guy, what he's saying is offensive. Now, what is considered offensive and what's not?
That's the problem. And see, this is where you're always going to have to defer to some type of authority. And if that's going to be the policy, you have to defer to some type of authority. You're pretty much giving up your free speech and rights, a free thought, to an authoritative body that's going to legislate what you can say, what can't be said. That's like a really dangerous, slippery slope. I don't know if you're familiar with George Orwell. Like it's a very Orwellian way. Now he writes a lot of novels about this dystopian thing, and it's like it's not that crazy. It's more like foreshadowing than science fiction.
Yeah.
When he portrays these Orwellian dystopian cultures and societies that have this type of structure where it's like you have an authority that controls how you think, what you can say. And that's where I have a problem. It's like the tone policing, the sensitive stuff. It's like, for me personally, and I have certain belief systems, but like, what did he say?
What? AIH is not racist.
Oh, dude, that's funny. But dude, I can't remember what I was saying. That was so funny. But anyway, like I think I was saying, when you have these tone policing things, like it's just a dangerous, slippery slope where it's like you lose the context. And me personally, I'd rather somebody, even within my belief system, I'd rather somebody be able to criticize and talk smack and say what they want and even make jokes at like the things I believe, because like that's how you figure out what's a good idea, what's not, what's truthful,
Yeah.
not. It's the marketplace of free thinking and free ideas. And I'd rather the ideas that are tested in the marketplace get tested, and you kind of see what's true, what's valid, what
right. Well, what's crazy talk? Like
the censoring and the sensitivity buffers that freedom of exchange, and I'm not comfortable with that.
Right. Like when people come to me saying that, you know, what you're saying is offensive and, you know, you shouldn't be having this guest on because reasons XYZ. And I listen to people that are very brash, people I don't even agree with.
Agreed.
You know, you may have heard of Michael Savage. He says things like, I don't agree with him. You know, I just try to test my ideas with him. 70% of the time I agree with him. Then Owen Benjamin, like 75% of the time I may agree with them. 25% of the time I think he's insane.
Right.
But, you know, like you know, if people think, you know, what I say is offensive, I suggest you just go read Owen Benjamin's tweets and you'll be like, okay, we're saying
you're talking about, they're somewhat in that censored, they're part of that buffering where a lot of people don't hear that free exchange. They don't hear these ideas because they're programmed to say this word bad, filter out.
Right.
That's dangerous because, like for me, if somebody is blatantly ignorant, I'd rather know that person is ignorant than them having to hide it. I'd rather know somebody was ignorant and had these thoughts so I know that I can avoid them and I know why I disagree with them and I can sharpen my worldview and my ideas against what they're saying so I would know, okay, this is why they're wrong. But when you remove that, you're removing intellect in depth, in context. I just think that's a dangerous way to look at things. And like that guy in your comment, the circle all the way back, the guy
he blocked me. He blocked me.
I'm not surprised, and he probably blocked me too, because it was like do you not hear the words you're typing? Like, can you not like? And that's why I even said at some point I said it's like the lack of intellect is overshadowed by this virtue signaling. Like you're
Yeah.
virtue signaling, you're not engaging in the intellectual exchange right now because you're programmed. This offends me, or this I take it this way, and I'm offended. I mean,
Right.
that's mentally shallow.
Yeah,
There's
and
no depth there.
these days now you have to think like, what if you have a belief system or you believe something that isn't offensive, but someone, like I said, interprets it as offensive? I'll give you an example right now. I know it's not like sports card related, but I think it's an important topic. So, I told you like my family were Jain, no one's really heard of it, small religion out of India. But anyway, there's a sign in Jainism, which means it's a peace sign. But the Nazis under Hitler, they took that sign and they perverted that sign, the swastika. It's our sign is like the swastika, right? If I were to show my sign, people would say that's anti-Semitic,
Right.
but not having context. So now we live in a society where I'm like, yo, this is what I believe. And they say, no, you're going to be canceled. That's anti-Semitic. This is that and this and that. And I'm like, this is where society is gone.
Well, see,
Unfortunately.
that lack of depth that I said. Like, you're programmed into these things. This means bad. It's always bad. I can't have the conversation. It's like, that's a really dangerous. I think that's, how do I want to say this? It's a dangerous way because over time, it's like you don't have the context of the why, and then it just becomes programming. And then you have no intellect as to, like, for me, I just learned something. Like, I understood something about your religion, that you guys have a sign. Like, I'm Catholic. We have a crucifix. Well, you went to a Jesuit school, so you've probably seen that countless times. So, like, we have a crucifix. A lot of people will look at the crucifix and like, who's that dead guy on the cross?
Yeah.
And a lot of people take that as like, well, that's wrong. You shouldn't depict no image of God, no image of God. A lot of people throw that at Catholicism, and it's like, well, it's not, let's exchange on the why. Can we, like, if you just look at me and say this bad for this, and you don't understand the why, just like within your circumstance, within your religion, like, it'd be far better off that we have more understanding instead of that filtered, programmed, you're bad, because then you turn the person into the symbol that you correlate with. The symbol bad, person bad. That word bad, the person that said it bad. And I that's you dehumanize people that way. I don't think it's not healthy.
Yeah, and then I've gotten into conversations with people of all backgrounds about Alex Jones, and yes, he did mess up with Sandy Hook. I will admit that, but then people are saying like, well, he's like some crank, like some right-wing nut job, and I'm like, no, he's not really right-wing. He's more libertarian based. And then I bring up these facts, and they divert the conversation. So I'm thinking to myself, well, his views change. His story is on Building 7. That changed my whole worldwide view. And they don't want to have a conversation about that. They're like, well, all the people on the left hate him. I'm like, this is not a left and right story. So how do you have a conversation?
Yeah, he's been criticizing George Bush and the Bush family for years. So to claim Alex Jones is right wing, see, that's where it's like, that's where that programming comes in. You're programmed to say that talking point about him without the context of like, well, hold on, he's called out the right. If we're doing the left-right paradigm, he's called out the Bush legacy institution for years.
Right.
I mean, but see, a lot of people can't. I shouldn't say they can't. They're just uncomfortable with having the discourse where it's like, maybe my pre-existing judgments weren't as valid as I thought. Maybe a lot of it was conditioning and programming.
Right.
And it's hard to break someone's programming. I had to go through it, dude.
Yeah, we all had to go through it. It changes, it makes you question everything that you've learned. And you don't want to believe that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what I said. He screwed up with Sandy Hook. That's what I said in the beginning. But Sandy Hook wasn't a topic no one was talking about until he got huge.
But this is where I would say, like, okay, he screwed up in that one.
Yeah.
And that was a screw up.
Yeah, it was a screw up.
You throw
Yeah.
the baby out with the bathwater. Like, how many things has he talked about that have actually been true?
Right.
So it's like no one's perfect.
Right.
We can all agree. No one's
Right.
perfect. Everybody makes mistakes, and people get bad intel. Things happen. But it's like
Right.
I can't just I can't just say Sadie Hook bad, Alex Jones evil now forever. And it's like that's not healthy, because it's like you're taking away the years and years of things that he's talked about that are actually true.
Right. Like the pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's one of the few people that just called it and said it the way it is.
Yep.
So I don't know.
Well, you still have people that won't.
No, they're not going to listen to you.
They will not. They're stuck on the narrative.
I remember I was going to a friend's house, and one of the chicks there, I was showing Alex Jones to like her boyfriend at the time, fiance now.
You sure know how to.
Then she used to like put this garbage, turn this garbage off, and it was like basically Joe Biden. He said like, I pooped my pants or something like. Remember that viral clip like 3 years ago? It's like, my butt's been wiped. My butt's been wiped, right? And everyone thought there's like some deep fake or anything like that. No, that was real.
Yeah,
he said it, and then now you see him videos like crapping his pants. I don't know if it's the real Biden that they're propping out right now.
Dude, I have no idea. I have so many thoughts on the current Biden situation. We'd have to go another 2 hours, dude.
Like we could do like a conspiracy. Yeah, it's probably getting late. I woke up at 4:30, but I'll probably wrap this up in the next 5 minutes. But Patches knows what's up. I think we need to have Patches on.
I wish we could. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, he's on Instagram. I know we've messaged.
Patches, what's your Instagram? Do you follow me?
Bohemian Grove, along with Bilderberg Group, along with CF. He meant CFR. He said CRF. And
I mean, I don't have to, like, if Patches has an Instagram,
yeah,
like, follow me or DM me.
Darth Charlie 609. I
was gonna say, I didn't if you were comfortable putting it out in the chat, if that's the case.
Yeah, Darth, I think we need it.
609. Hold on, let me. As we're talking, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off. I just wanted.
I think we need to do Patches on the show, and then he could read Antonio Brown's tweets. What are some of Antonio Brown's tweets that I can?
Dude, he already does follow me. My bad. I followed you back, Patches. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I want to read some of Antonio Brown's tweets. Can I read them on here? I don't know if I can.
Oh, bro. Oh,
dude, I don't have a double screen on me right now. But
bro.
I would.
If Patches on here.
I'll DM him and see if Patches can come on next time.
Just reading AB's Twitter.
Yeah. Let's just read before we close. Only one man fit for the Secret Service job opening. And he posts a picture of Alex Baldwin because context everyone, he shot someone on a set.
Oh, dude, bro. Send me the AB post. Oh, dude, I'll either be at work. You'll send it to me. I'll be at work. I'll just start cracking up, dude. I'll be like, "What are you laughing at?" It's like, dude, I can't show you. Like,
yeah. But then he has posts like I can't say the word, but I'll say what I can say on YouTube. White person of the day.
Oh, dude, those are the best. Those ones are the best.
Oh my god! Like what?
I can say it, but
dude,
I'm not.
Oh yeah, from 3 days ago, the original Hawk Tua girls. Kamala Harris to announce her running mate. The team with the most experience, you know who that is? Monica.
Yeah.
And pictured her. Oh, man. And then he has, I could read it. I'm Indian. I could say this. He has Indian of the day, and he shows Kamala Harris's picture.
What are your thoughts on that?
On what? On Kamala Harris being mixed race and
Yeah, dude.
identifying.
I don't know the full background, but like to my understanding, I always thought she was Indian. I don't
I
know.
mean, I
I'm not
knew
allowed
she
to talk
was.
about this. That's why
Yeah,
I
yeah.
asked.
So like, I'm trying to look at it from an unbiased point of view. I obviously am not voting this year, and what I think of her, I'll show people what I think of her, how she got into power. It wasn't through merit. It was through this guy, right? This is the guy. This
This
is the
is
guy.
the
How she got in. This guy. You should see Judge Joe Brown
No,
on.
I watched
I
him
think
on who's the dude who went out?
Kwame Brown.
Kwame Brown. I
Oh
watched
my
him on
God, that was
Kwame.
amazing.
Bro, it was amazing. He went in, dude.
Yeah,
Oh
he
my
just like
God.
went off. So the best way to get into Kamala is that she didn't get into power via merit.
No.
She got there by
Favors.
favors with powerful men,
Mm-hmm.
and she was like laughing about she was laughing about people that went to jail, and
dude.
some of them were innocent.
And she kept them in there longer.
Yeah, longer.
Yeah, dude.
Probably some conflict of interest. So
Bro, I don't know how.
so that's like, I'm not looking at it. Okay, is she Indian? Is she Jamaican? Is she African American? Does she have some Irish in her? Like, does she have slave? Did her own family own slaves? Like, I could throw that out the window. I just want to look at her, record. Willie Brown. There was the situation Tulsi Gabbard destroyed her a couple of years ago. That's how I'm going to look at it. I want to be as objective as possible. I see what
I don't understand is like the liberals or the left side, and I'm not married to any side.
Dude.
I'm not,
dude, but before you get into this, Elon Musk now follows
no
AB.
Bro. He has to.
You gotta.
He has to. AB has to have the big. Now I'm not on Twitter, but he has to have the biggest following because, dude, he is the stuff you send me. It's absolutely ruthless and hilarious. But what I was going to say was, morally speaking, like within my faith, I think it's all wrong. I think it's all wrong. I'm not justifying saying, well, one person's right, the other one's wrong. That's not. I think it's all wrong. Wrong. Disavow all of it. But it seems weird how the left pokes and pries at the morality of Trump, and they say, well, he went outside of his wife with a porn star, allegedly.
Yeah.
So it's like they're against how Trump's morals, like he had a side chick. Well, now you're promoting the literal side chick in Kamala. Like, that's what I don't understand with the left. It's like you have this standard that you don't like, but then as soon as you are hypocritical and it's on your side, you don't mind it. So they blame Trump for going out on his wife, supposedly with a porn star.
Yeah.
Which, again, morally speaking, I think it's all wrong. I think it's all
right.
But I'm just saying, here's the standard on one, and it's bad. But I'll vote for the literal side chick on this side. It makes no sense to me.
Right. I mean, just like sports cards, it's like, oh, the hobby heroes are protected at all costs. But then if I slip up in any way, shape, or form, or Dan or SCR, but I've seen this from time to time from people who are part of the hobby elite. They'll come after me like crazy, but they will ignore the hobby elite malfeasance. So it's the same concept.
Yep.
Even though it's not like regarding porn stars in this instance, but or sleeping with someone.
It's anti-narrative. It's anti-mainstream.
Yeah, it's anti-narrative. That's how it is. They're like lawyers, right? A lot of these people. So they're trying to, have the best PR for their people.
Right.
So if you could. And they're good at PR, the left, regardless of whether you like them or not.
Oh no, dude, they're good.
They're good. They can control the narrative easily.
They know how to fund it. They know what they're for sure.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah, we'll end it on patches. AB wants to start a Discord. His content will only get better.
Oh, dude.
Dude, like
following.
When the thing is that I I'm like stressed out during work this week, and then I just saw AB's tweets, and then I was like, I'm sending this. This made my day. But anyways, yeah, thanks everyone for watching. And before I let you go, where can people find your work again, Steve?
Well, it's not really work. You can see me. You can see my pictures of cardboard men at
Men.
Splenda Sports Card. Yeah, men. I don't.
I'm gonna probably have to send you a Kamala card.
Oh God! Only if you sign it. That'd be the only way I
Sign it.
keep it.
So I think one last thing, I was buying all these Hillary cards just in case some messed up thing happens this fall. I still think something messed up is going to happen. I hope nothing bad happens.
Right.
I wish nothing happens to either side, but I don't know.
This
This is
something did happen and a certain person was prompted up.
Yeah.
To be the new candidate. Anything's possible.
Anything's it's like a 2% chance Hillary will win. So maybe I'll put money on that 2%.
Spit on that thing, y'all. That's the way to leave it, Bob.
That's how you leave it. Yeah, not patches coming. This that's how you do it. All right. Thanks for coming on again, Steve.
Hey, I appreciate you, brother.
Yep. It's not ending.
It's gonna last forever.
Yeah,